Welcome to Integrity Data. In today's tutorial, we're going to go over reports, how to run them, how to save the options, and the different types of reports that are available. We're going to hold our mouse over the reports, go down to time, and the first one we're going to look at is the default timesheet. This has the most options. If I take my mouse over to the right, I can see 4 saved reports that I already have in my system. So once you save a report with the options, you can quickly come over and select one of these reports. I'm just going to click on default timesheets because I can also get to those reports just by clicking on default timesheet. And I would do that through the customized report, and you see here's the 4 reports that I had. Now, what am I talking about with customized? We have a lot of options down here on this report. This report is one of the reports that have the most options. And I don't want to have to come in here and select these things every single time I run the default timesheet report. So I'll set things up in here that I'm always wanting to see when I run this report. Thing like page break by employee, show missing punches, show any unpaid time. I want to uncheck exclude 0 hours because I really do want to see any transactions that are in the timesheet that may not have any hours attached to them for any reason. My employee verify approved, that's going to put a signature line on the bottom of the employee's report and a attestation if one has been selected for the company, so that they will have to agree to that before they sign. So once I have these options in place, I can click Save Options. And I'll just name it, whatever you want to name it there you can, and I'm going to click Save. And we can see it's been added to our customized. So if I click Manhattan, I can see the options for that, and it looks like I only want to see time from the Manhattan division, and it's got a page break by department. This one has a page break by department, a couple of different options in here, but these are what you'll use to quickly set your options before running your report. Now you'll notice I did not select anything up here when I saved my options. I don't want to save a report with a pay period selected, because then I'm always going to have to go back, uncheck it, and check the pay period that I want to see. Employee selection, even though I have a check all here, this will only select the employees that are currently in the system. So if this week I hire 12 more employees, because they were not checked when I created this customized timesheet, they'll not be included in any future timesheets. I don't want to check anything. By not checking anything, it means show me all of them. That is the same with the pay types, divisions, departments. The first thing you'll select is your pay period. And I'll choose the current, no, the last pay period. You could also choose a date range. Your date range will bring in all employees, not just the employees assigned to this specific pay period. You'll notice I do have 2 different types of pay periods in here, a client 37 and a biweekly. Choosing a date range will bring over all of the employees from both pay periods. Supervisors, if you're an admin and you want to see only the employees that are assigned to Bobby Stevens, then you would select that. Employee selection, if you're just running the report on a couple of different employees or a single employee, you could choose them at this time. Your pay types. Now this is pretty important here because this allows me to select what it is I'm looking for. Normally, you're going to leave it all blank to see a detailed overview of an employee's timesheet for a specific pay period. However, you may want to see only those that had PTO. So selecting PTO within this date range is only going to return the employees that had PTO during that date range or that pay period, and not any of their other time transactions. So this is a quick way to view, okay, how many employees had PTO from the 30th to the 13th? Or how many had them from the first of the year until now? And get an idea how much PTO has been used to date. So with that, I'm going to leave these blank. Once I've got my date range and my options and any other things I need selected, I'm just going to click Generate Report. And that brings up the data that I requested. Up here, you can change to the other pages. I can see the attestation that I wanted and the signature line. Next employee, and so forth. To print, you would select your print icon, and that's going to bring up your browser printer. And from there, I can either print it out to the printer or maybe save it as a PDF through here. I also have the option to click on the export to selected format, choose PDF, and then click the export, and that will save to my computer wherever my browser is designated to save things, or ask me to save it to a specific location if my browser is set up for that. I could also choose to export this report to Excel or CSV. But you'll notice in here in the drop down, I've seen the Excel, and this is only for people that have 97 to 2003 version. That has certain limitations on what and how things can be exported because of the age of this. So I always use my export to because my version is newer than that. And I can select certain things on here, export it as Excel, and it's going to save down to my where my browser saves my reports and things like that. I could also choose CSV. Now, CSV is a comma-separated report. You can use this the same as Excel, because if I do export it with a CSV, when I go to open it, it does open in Excel, but basically it puts it out in a text file format, and between each bit of information, it places commas. That makes it nice for other programs that read CSV files that you can bring out from here and import into another program or something like that. But for most practical purposes, the CSV and the Excel are pretty much the same when it comes to these. Once you click export, again, it'll save to your location that your browser has selected, or ask you where to save it depending on your browser setup. Now, there's a lot of different reports in here under time: default timesheet, a time card report, extended timesheet, time summaries, work department time summaries, detailed timesheets, and so forth. And they really run pretty much the same way. I can select simple hour summary here, and we'll see the difference. Again, that default timesheet had a lot of options. Most of the other reports, their options are simple, so I really don't need to save any of these here. I'm just going to choose my pay period, leave it as it is, and just generate. And there's my simple summary with my regular, overtime, double time, personal vacation, and so forth, and my totals down here. Again, I can export this to Excel or a CSV. Choose the PDF and click export, or print it or save as a PDF with my browser print option. Under my custom, or my job costing, I should say, one of the ones that I like is the level employee summary. And this report breaks down the different jobs the employee has done during the day, if they've been assigned to different jobs, or if they select different jobs throughout their workday. I'll choose here, and I want to see by department and generate. And here I can see the different departments that this employee's worked in on the days that they've worked in, the hours associated with that. And down here, I can see the hours summarized for each of the departments that they've worked in. And again, I can print this, export it as PDF, or export it as Excel. This concludes our section on reports and report utilization. Thank you for watching.